slope. We've heard slope before. Sometimes when we think of slope, we think of mountains. There's little mountains and there's really big mountains. When I look at the first mountain, I think, okay, well, it's not very steep. Maybe I could even walk up this mountain. But the second mountain, I see, wow, that is really steep, and I would not want to walk up. When I think of this, I'm walking uphill. I would think of this as positive slope. And when I'm walking and I come down the other side, I'm walking down, so I think of this as negative slope. In general, in math, we have lines that either have positive slope or negative slope. There are also lines that are vertical and there are lines that are horizontal. The slope of a vertical line is what we call undefined. And the slope of a horizontal line is 0. I remember the slope of each of these lines because in a vertical line, you could turn this into the letter U. That's the start of the word undefined. In a horizontal line, you can turn this into a letter Z for the first start of 0. This is a line on a coordinate plane. From before, we can see that this line has positive slope. If I want to know the exact value of the slope, I can find the slope by doing rise over run. Using the idea that slope is rise over run, I'm going to find the slope of this line. So I start at a point, and to go from one point to the next point, I rise 1, 2, and I run 1. So the slope is 2 over 1, or just 2. Another way to think about slope is that rise is a change in the y values, and a run is the change in the x values. To find the change in the y value, you take the second y value minus the first y value. And to find the change in x, we take the second x value minus the first x value. And we get these values from the points of x and y. The points of x and y here are 1, 1, and 2, 3. And in this case, I'm going to designate the first point, x1, y1, and the second point, x2, y2. I'm going to use these 2 points and substitute them into the formula. So y2 is 3, minus y1 is 1, x2 is 2, minus x1 is 1. So on the top, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. As you can see, we get the exact same value for slope, whether we use the graph of rise over run or we use the formula. To wrap up the lesson today, the first thing I want you to remember is that slope is the steepness of a line. The next thing I want you to remember is that there are 4 types of slopes. There are positive slopes. There are negative slopes. A vertical line has undefined slope. And a horizontal line has 0 slope. The next thing you need to remember is that slope is rise over run, where the rise is the change in the y and the run is the change in x. The formula that you need to remember for slope is that m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Keep all of this in mind and you will be a master of slow.